did too. If you're a top-level team, 10 seconds to go here before the start of this first point, if you're a top-level team, you're playing in the wild card round, something went wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Damage, it was just loose deaths, losing gunfights, and that's always tough when you have a strong core like Damage does. Have all-stars come in, it takes time to put that together as a team.
Need to win to move on, and you have to win 4 games in a row out of the wild card round to win the tournament, which definitely has happened. Damage on the blue side, they're going to be losing Edwards here first as TonTons get into the snake. Damage already there. As Axel gets out into outside snake 1, matched up with Keith Brown. He's got Alex Goldman behind him. What a potent duo there. With Axel Godin, the best snake player ever to come out of Europe, as the TonTons flood a body on a secondary move up into that 40-yard line, 30-yard line wedge on the D side.
Fedorov's going to have to continue to answer on that Dorito side. He's notoriously this weekend been in that small wedge, but Chris Scheer has been one of the major pushers on that Dorito side, and he has to get up there to limit his ability to kill people down the wire.
Yeah, they're evening up right now on the real estate with Scheer and Fedorov both in that wedge looking cross field here. Keith Brown and Axel also mirrored up here in the snake. Spitzma inside. So that's the next body over here for the TonTons. They still have a couple bodies stuck in the pocket in the back center with Marky Franz looking towards that D side. And then Colombo at that pretty crucial can. Guys have been spending a lot of time, or teams have been sending bodies to that can to get Overwatch here in the snake. The shot over the snake beam from snake 2 into snake 3.
Yeah, TonTons are still in that pocket, like you said, and a little bit doubled up on lanes. You can see a couple of the players switching back and forth, kind of figuring out what the next move is. And realistically, for the TonTons, they need to get a second body over here onto the snake side to compete with Mouse and Keith.
Yeah, so 5-on-4 still in favor of the TonTons with the early death of Jacob Edwards. He died out of that can, so that gives a little bit of freedom here to Axel if he wants to get up into snake 3. I don't know if I'd go up there yet if I was Axel, though. Even up a body, maybe wait till he can get a little help over here and get another body in the snake structure.
Yeah, absolutely. With the back center and that mini wall, TonTons can afford to send one more player over here to help Axel, and that would free up Colombo, but Colombo's going to be the action maker here, doubling up back center, moving towards his snake side. He knew exactly what needed to be done.
Yeah, so Colombo, the veteran presence here.
He doesn't want to spend too much time in that Hertz can, though. There's quite a few bounce shots going into there. We've seen most of the minor penalties come out of that Hertz can. He wants to make his way out to this snake corner as soon as he gets a chance. It's just very tough to do while Mouse is wrapping the tortilla tower.
Yeah, so seeing a situation where Damage down by a body here in point number 1. And after taking some decent spots, just rolling guns through those forward gaps and see if they can try to clip a body to even up this body count. But Axel Godin is going to crawl across. So again, he got a little bit of help, but no one else is in the snake with him.
Well, that's going to force some movement out of Chris Scheer. He can no longer just sit on the inside, cutting down those lanes in that Dorito wedge. You see the first engagement there.
Yeah, he almost shot Chris Scheer, but Scheer now knows that Axel is in that spot. So Scheer is going to tuck in, and Axel's going to go down the sideline. And then Colombo dips out to get to the Plano Tortilla Factory Tower.
Great move by Axel to start opening up a little bit of movement for the TonTons.
Well, now that the pressure is going to go to Axel with this move up into snake 3, it's going to take a little bit of pressure off Spitzma if Spitzma wants to get out of that mini wall, or if they want to get out of that back center. Spitzma does have a really good angle on that D side, but he's also a big-time attacker for him. He's been solid for him this season. 2 finals appearances in a row for the TonTons after not having a great first event, but they are definitely due for a win. Never won one here in the States as professionals, but they crushed it in Europe for 2 decades.
At least. Yeah, you can see the TonTons getting a little uncomfortable in the middle there. Their back center and their mini wall switching back and forth as Marcelo Margot fills out to be the 3rd body on this snake side for Damage.
Yeah, so down to 4 minutes taken off this 15-minute regulation time. Going to look at Konstantin Fedorov, number 88. There in the wedge for the TonTons.
Still a 5-on-4 situation.
And he's kind of on island over there, Greg. The closest body to him is the back center.
We've been seeing that a lot. I mean, you can make a move down that Dorito side. You definitely have to dive through some gaps like Keith Brown is looking at right now. But with the closest guy being in back center, you really need that help. He'd have to sacrifice that lane, give Chris Scheer a little bit of leeway to move up that side if he wants to go help Fedorov.
Excellent comms. Of course, we're going to hear that all day. Guys have some minutes to play with and gives you some time to have full-on conversations with your teammates, and we're looking at the best 10 teams out here.
And you do not want to be down a point as the time's ticking off with these long points.
Yeah, as if you just joined us, weren't able to watch or just started watching pro paintball, when a field is playing a little slow and you're not playing a ton of points, every point becomes more important. If you're playing a game where it's going to be 6-7, you can throw one away here and there and just go back after it, and this is not the case here. This is, with the way this field is, it's an out and up field. There's basically two centers of attack. Legion did play the center really well yesterday, and so did PB Fit. So kind of looking to see what they're going to do here on Sunday, or how much tactics and strategy that the rest of the team's got watching those games. But still, it's high risk. So it's an outside and up field, and so we're going to see guys take these positions that they're currently in and then look cross field, and it's just a calculated risk as to how fast you want to be pushing up on that D side particularly. And yesterday, though, Greg, we did see guys start to push the issue on that D side. It was working for the most part.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm all about the aggression. I always think it pays off more often than it doesn't. But speaking with some of the teams after yesterday's games, most of the players just said, hey, it's up to our front guys. They get to choose if they want to go or not, and we just do our best to support them in the mission. But the game plan only gets you through the first 10 seconds as you walk on the field, and now it's up to the players to figure it out.
Yeah, so everyone in the same spots here. Chris Shear on an island completely, as all three bodies for damage are over in this snake. And then it looks like Marcelo Margot's going to dip back over to the Hertz can, and he's going to be looking towards that Dorito side to keep Fedorov at the wedge. And then Keith Brown and Mouse in the snake. Look at this big fill all the way across to give Shear some help, as Marcelo Margot is going to get up there and get right behind him. So a couple nice moves from Marcelo. So it's two bodies on the D side, now two bodies on the snake side here for damage, as we got 8 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. Still a one-body advantage here for the TonTons, but they are just posted up in these spots and do not look like they want to move forward.
Yeah, TonTon's well aware of the moves that Marcelo just made. That he went over there to support Chris Shear to make moves on that Dorito side. But you can see it makes Konstantin Fedorov a little uncomfortable over there on that island. I like that move by Marcelo. He's looking to break open the game, and I think it's done from the Dorito side.
The tough thing now is that every single body over here from the center to the snake was looking for a second towards the D side.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mouse and Keith work together to get Axel tucked in so they can get one more knuckle there and start putting a little more pressure on Fedorov.
Well, Axel with the tactical retreat, and there goes Keith Brown. He tried to do the inside and out route up, but
not going to work with Colombo in that tortilla tower.
Yeah, so now it's a 5-on-3 situation, and with time ticking off this clock, look for damage to release and try to make something happen, as they know that the TonTons are just going to wait here, and eventually, even if they have to spend 7 minutes to do it, just slow roll them to get that first point on the board.
Yeah, nothing better than a slow win for the first point on Sunday.
Yeah, which again could be a potentially winning point, right? You know, so it's, if you're damaged, might as well just kind of push the issue a little bit here and make those couple moves and see if anyone reacts. Maybe you're going to, if you take a couple bites, but especially, it's not so much Mouse, right? Because Mouse is by himself over here. He can't die. Oh, but
What'd you say?
Speak of the devil, he shall appear. So Mouse pops the top, but it doesn't matter, right? For Mouse, it's like, hey, pop the top, try to see if you can get guys to engage, and now it gives an easy choice here for Kevin Brethauer to concede that point.
Yeah, as you can see,
Point number 2 right now, TonTon's on the blue side. Tampa Bay damage on the red side, and Keith's going to get past that gap and get into Snake 2. The treacherous part of that run is getting through that gap, and he made it clean. No one comes off for either squad. It's going to be 5-on-5.
Konstantin Fedorov on the move this morning, though, straight into that big wedge on the Dorito side, right off the break. And only one body looking his way right now. Great position by Fedorov early in the game.
Yeah, Fedorov loves to take big bites. He's the type of player that if you don't put pressure on him or on the break doesn't feel it, he's going to go into a really dominant spot. That's how he got Paintball famous and how he's still paid to play this game.
Ain't that the truth? Oh, he's wheeling and dealing right now.
Yeah, he's popping the top. They are putting pressure on him. He doesn't really need to engage too much, though, as they are going to get a kill, and it's going to be Shear taking the walk from that D side. So it's a 4-on-5 again in favor of the TonTons. And now with the point on the board, under 6 minutes to go, and the extra body, look for the TonTons to do exactly what they did in that first point. You're not going to see a ton of reckless movement and trying to stay alive in their bunkers, but Konstantin Fedorov over-battling a little bit out of that wedge, and that's going to even up the count.
That's going to give Jason Edwards, an opportunity to start moving down that Dorito side. He is the widest body. That's Jacob. Jacob Edwards. Yeah, moving fast.
I think that might have been Keith Brown dipping into Snake 3, and he's calling his kill on the pack from the can. See if I believe Edward or who's that? Colombo. Yeah, Colombo carrying a case of pain in the back. He did not make that shot. The referee went and checked him out. Might have shot him on the fill, and he did. So it was a 5-on-4 in favor of the TonTons, and now it's a 4-on-3 in favor of damage because Keith Brown's going off in the snake.
Keith Brown always coming in at clutch moments, and Jacob Edwards, famous for him, especially late day on Sunday. Quick fill over to that Dorito side can, try to prevent the bleeding. Jacob's looking to make a move for damage over there on the Dorito side.
Yeah, so Jacob Edwards scanning inside. He's the only body over there for Tampa Bay. He's calling his kill crossfield, but I don't see, I didn't see anyone on the TonTon's flinch.
I love Jacob, but he does that a lot.
Ooh, popping the top though, and Max got in. He's now going to be taking the walk. 2-on-4 here in favor of damage.
Little attempt at a counterpunch from Franz.
So I was going to say, Keith did not see that body fill out, so he was calling his kill, but then gets right on that lane, and they do combo on that kill. So Colombo, he takes the walk. Just Spitzma left alive at the mini wall, and he's going to get tapped out. Here comes Tampa Bay damage. Mouse with his blazing speed, going to run in there and actually post up for a second. I think he's going to ask for a check. Not much time here left on the clock. This could be the point to decide who moves on to play Edmonton Impact in the quarterfinals. Here in the wild card round, Tampa Bay going to stretch out a bit on the D side, and so do the TonTons. Let's see if we get a 5-on-5 break. We do not. TonTon's going to be losing a body, and it's going to be off the snake side as Axel Godin taking the walk. That's a great kill here if you're Tampa Bay damage.
That's a huge kill, but losing Alex Goldman out of the backfield before he can get out wide to help Keith Brown capitalize on the kill.
Oh, but Konstantin Fedorov, he gets shot out of the mini wedge. So now a 3-on-4 situation for damage. And the TonTons do not. This is an outside and upfield, and all three bodies are trapped in the pocket right now, Greg.
Yeah, trading blows. This is when I'd start to look for Marcelo Margot to spread wide, but it might not be fast enough as TonTons refill the snake. Great move.
Spitzma gets to snake 2 spot. He's going to roll his gun outside. No one to shoot in that position right now as Keith Brown is dedicated towards that D side. They do not want to let Colombo fill out wide. Marky Franz for the TonTons still in that back center, just pumping paint down that D side to stop the attack from Edwards and Shear.
Yeah, Edwards deciding that it's time to get out of that can, start making moves down the Dorito side. He cuts inside to the Dorito 3. Now it's Marcelo's job to come out here, support Keith Brown on the snake side.
Yeah, we're seeing that quite a bit on the D side, where the second attacker will leapfrog his player. He'll get up, and then he'll get up and that first attacker, Chris Shear, now he gets across and gets into that wedge.
Man, if only a Dorito guy had said something about that yesterday.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, so right now Keith Brown's getting some help from Marcelo Margot. Margot in a good spot at the tortilla tower. Yeah, and this is one of those situations with the one-body advantage right now for Tampa Bay as we're closing in 2:14 is can they get themselves in position to utilize that extra body to force a trade or have a big move to try to steal this win in these last couple minutes.
Edwards and Shear are putting heavy pressure on Franz in the back center for the TonTons. I can see him trying to wheel and deal, wrap both sides, and just hold the onslaught on that side, but it's only a matter of time with two aggressive players like that from damage.
And if you're the TonTons down a body, you know the team is going to push. You know damage is eventually going to try to make something happen with that extra body. And kind of hoping that you can catch them in a mistake, maybe steal the win as well too. They've done that a couple times this year, or force an overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. And smart move by Franz right now to dip into that mini wall so he can see the gap in front of the 50 brick on the Dorito side.
Marcelo, he had a beautiful close in the prelims with a 3-pack that went on the list. Give away money courtesy of Pate Smith Law. It's $1,000 on Sunday, and he's looking for it. Probably he just had checked the clock.
He's looking for that opportunity to go into that snake side wedge and catch a snake player. We've seen it happen quite a few times, but once you move into that wedge, you're a bit isolated. There's nowhere to go after that.
Yeah, and also Marky Franz was able to make it out wide.
Marcelo's wrapping the inside of that brick.
Here comes Marcelo. Marcelo's going to run. Does he commit? Not quite yet. Tampa Bay has to get ready to follow up Marcelo's move. And here comes Edwards. Edwards is going to get very near. He's actually going to double up with Chris Shear. Oh, but good zone control here as Marcelo Margot does shoot out Spitzma. They are going to lose Edwards. Marcelo's still alive, and they're looking at two bodies with 34 seconds left to go. Keith Brown hits the deck. He's going to crawl all the way up. He should be able to shoot the pack here. Oh, not quite yet. Not from that angle. He commits across the gap. to get the kill. That leaves just that one body in D1. He gets stitched up as well, and Tampa Bay damage with 19 seconds left. No concession. TonTon's with 16 seconds left. Talk about a reckless attack. We're about to see it. They got some fast bodies on this one on the roster. So on the break, you cannot stop at a bunker. You cannot dive. They're going to lose Axel Godin, and it looks like they're going to lose Spitzma up the middle as well, too, and under 10 seconds to go. Just got to run into these guns. Unfortunately for them, they don't have another choice, and so Damage is going to shoot all 5 bodies as time expires. So Tampa Bay Damage knocking out the TonTons.
Hey guys, we are here with Keith Brown. Huge, that was major win there. We saw you doing a little surgery in the snake on that gun. What was going on there?
So it was a little bit of a sketchy point. It was very crucial, 1-to-1 game, time kind of running down. It seemed like some paint got stuck in there or something. We're not really too sure. We're going to go back and fix it, but I was able to fix it and get it ready, and I was able to close out the point with 17 seconds, so we were able to take that win.
Awesome, and now you got a big match coming up against Impact. So what's your strategy going into that?
Honestly, it's calm but controlled aggression, right? You want to get to the spots, but you want to make sure you're still alive. So we just got to make sure we keep that teamwork up, and then we'll be able to take the game.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keith. And I am Cabby, and you are watching Major League Paintball.